Hello, everybody. I decided to make my speech in English and share with you some relevant and important ideas which I hope you will like. Today in America is Thanksgiving Day. Day with very good intentions for people to appreciate what they have in their life. And it's very important idea because many people live in their life considering many good things for granted, and they don't pay attention what they have, and it's nothing wrong, but it's much better to focus on good things which we have. So at first I want to tell you very important thing, that holidays have several layers of meaning. Some of them are used just for day off, just to relax. It's not bad, but not enough. So idea is that holiday represents our values, and more deeper, they represent our identity, what we value and what represents our personality. So if a nation has Thanksgiving Day, it means that at least once a year it recognizes importance of appreciation of what we have. Of course, it's much better to do every day, and there are many techniques, many approaches that when you wake up or before you go to sleep, you can make a list of things you appreciate during life or during the day, or what good you have during the day, and appreciate people who help you during this day, and especially your family members who needs your attention. So idea number one is that this day, Thanksgiving, is day where we can define ourselves through good people and good events which make us happy in our life. So it's a good opportunity to make long list and short list, and make exercise. Try to find 10 people in your life who made you happy, and or even more people. So there are a lot of things what to do this day. So it's number one. Number two is that technically, when I say about identity, it means that it's very important for us to define ourselves, on to identify what's important for us. And identity is very interesting concept, and it's sometimes we consider it as solid, which more or less stays during our life. But it's important to understand that it should change from different situations, and especially when we have changes in life around us. So we live in the world of many changes, and especially artificial intellect is one of the disrupting factors, and not only it, and many other things. And it's not only about life around us, but also it's about our inner self-understanding and self-reflection and self-worth. So I want to tell you that we should train ourselves to have some parts of our identity solid and stable, and some parts of our identity dynamically changed. And so we should train ourselves to look at our values and consider some priorities, something which should not be changed, and something which is beneficial to change, especially when life around us is changing. So, for example, if I'm a religious Jew, I have commandments, and for example, I have kosher limitations, and I don't eat anything. I eat just things which has kosher certification, something like this. And if I have Shabbos, so every Friday night I have special day, and it defines me also, because I know I'm a person who celebrates Shabbos. I'm a person who eats special food, and so it's good for me. But from other hand, sometimes we have identity which should not be as solid. For example, diets. Sometimes people are vegan or vegetarians, and it's good for them, but not always, because, for example, sometimes people are in situation where they has nothing to eat besides something which they cannot eat, for example, meat. And for many people, it's really life or death questions in this situation. And so sometimes, so when we eat meat, the situation, it's not like our identity, it's just situation, so we can be flexible. So it's more deeper question, so I don't want to spend a lot of time for it. But idea is that we should separate something, some parts of identity which are solid, and some which are, maybe we can call them liquid or fluid. And it's interesting that we know that civilization made gender identities more fluid. It's trendy, and it's not popular among traditional people like me. But I can recognize this trend, and it represents idea of making more fluid identities in general. It's very important for us, for example, when we represent ourselves through some profession, and this profession can disappear because of changes in the market or changes in the culture. And so if we are too strongly attached to this identity, we feel very unhappy, and we should be more flexible and be ready to change something which depends on changes around us. So it's very important to recognize these dynamics. And so from one hand, we should train ourselves to apply idea of flexible or liquid identity when it's relevant. And but from other hand, we should have some island of stability, of something which should be solid and which should be for us sacred, represents us very strongly. So for example, like family relations, sometimes we have difference. For example, we cannot change our relations of being kids of our parents, but technically we can change our relations if with our spouses if we divorce them. So preferably avoid this stuff, but sometimes it happens. For example, my son, he was married and he got divorced, so it's changing his life. And sometimes when the change of identity can be very painful, and people even have some mourning period to accept this change. But if it happens, it can make us more mature when we pass through this experience. So I help my son to feel this strength, because otherwise he'll be depressed of passing this experience. So we should understand that identity is really a very complex subject, and it contains several layers. And also identity has something from outside, so how people look at us. So sometimes identity is from inside, and sometimes from external observers. So it's also good for us to make this balance between these two parts of identity. For example, when I have my beard and I have my hat and I have dress code of religious Jew, it's not only for myself, but also for people around me. They recognize my identity, and it's good because they can predict some of my actions, and so they don't suggest me, for example, some non-kosher food or some suspicious activities. And so so we should express our identity external way for other people to recognize us So it's also part of this important thing. So identity is really very good things, and I wrote a book like 20 years ago about age crisis and identity, because several times during our life our identity changed, starting from baby time, when 1 year we change from babies to kids older, and very important is crisis of middle age, because in many cases it's like empty nest problem when we identify ourselves as parents of kids about whom we care, and when they grow bigger and go to own life, so we losing this stuff. And sometimes it's even beneficial. It's interesting because now for several years my oldest daughter lived not far from us, and she had two our grandkids, and we felt ourselves as grandparents. And recently they moved to Baltimore, and of course we love them and we watch them on a video, but on some level we feel that our relationships become more distant, and so we don't feel as closely as being grandparents now. And so we can consider this like being younger. So I told my wife, so we are not more full-time grandparents, and so we can enjoy life. And sometimes we should consider this change in positive way when we lose something which we love, positive way, when they don't disappear but just move from us. So we can consider this like we receiving something different as positive. So technically it's the best idea if when we lose some parts of identity, we should build another parts which helps us to stay positive. And so it's what we should do in our life. So I want to tell you that by the end, so that we have very complicated, very complex changes in the life of the world, in the world, and so everything can be changed, and so we should be ready to change our identity and don't make it traumatic as a change, or at least make it smoother, and it will help us to live a more conscious life and to be aware what happens inside us and use it in positive way. And I wish you happy Thanksgiving, and let's try to be more aware about us and about our potential and grow to be better people. Thank you.